so much like Dewey.
He does.
It's
actually
really,
fucked up.
it's
actually
really
fucked up.
weird.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if that guy grew up being like, "Fuck, I'm Dewey."
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat? Well, yes, no, 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 maybe. Life is unfair.
Hello and welcome to Yes, No, Maybe. My name is Willa.
My name is Ryan.
We're siblings, and this is a podcast where we discuss, debate, and relate to the widely seen but criminally underappreciated 2000 sitcom Malcolm in the Middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And today is our part 2 episode about the revival called Malcolm in the Middle. Life's Still Unfair. You know it. You love it. It's been out for about a week.
We can some change.
Depending
we should
on
never ever presume to know when these episodes come out.
I know. Really, because I know. Yeah. I mean, we've been.
Well, it's because we keep getting flown to Cannes and then to
Venice and then Locarno, and it's like all these film festivals. It's like,
Right.
what are we doing here? We just run a podcast.
Yeah, it's like we did just start doing the video, and it looks fucking fantastic. I get it, but like,
And it's like, yeah, we had Bryan Cranston on the podcast, but it's like, I know we don't need to be at the Venice Film Festival.
right, but the fans.
But you can't pass up being a guest of honor.
Yeah, and you can't pass up the Bon d'Or. So we're in a new stew a little bit. We are approximately one room away from where we usually record.
We're in my office. Office.
You can probably hear the echo because it's quite echoey in here.
I'm worried that you can hear the echo. We haven't soundproofed this room yet.
We're gonna do that.
We will do that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what it takes. Like, we're moving up and up and up in the world, right?
Yeah,
And this is kind of what it takes. And luckily, you're along for the ride. So you're welcome.
You're
right?
welcome.
So this is part 2 of the revival episodes. We're talking about episode 3 and episode 4. We still have some episodes in the can that we're going to release.
Yeah.
Some interview episodes.
I think this episode 3, Cape Fear, maybe.
That's the name we should call it?
Yeah.
Cape Fear.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What? Like the Scorsese movie?
What Scorsese movie?
You just came up with Cape Fear?
I came up with that.
No, it has to do with, like, it could be like Life's a Trip, right?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Life be trippin'.
No.
Okay.
Life's a Trip, episode 3, episode
Yep.
4.
Glitter Bomb.
Sure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
Life's a glitter. I just can't get over that.
Life's
Well,
a
we'll
Trip.
come up with it when we talk about episode 4. So we're
Okay,
going to
but
start
episode
with 3.
3 is called, as we know, Life's a Trip.
Life's a Trip.
It's written by Linwood Boomer, Matthew Carlson, and Gary Murphy.
I put on the... Okay, someone made us a subreddit. We're getting right into that.
Her
But
name is Hannah, right?
Hannah made us a subreddit, or at least their username.
Her name is Hannah. I won't say her last name, but one of our best fans, I will say.
And our best friends.
And one of our best friends.
We don't know her, but...
For going above and beyond and making the community that we've always wanted to have
Yeah.
created. I mean, because we've been shunned from another and...
Shunned from another, and honestly, many across our life.
And let's also mention the fact that we forgot to have Bryan Cranston talk about how we've been banned from
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Ryan and I got down to the subway station right after recording with Brian and said,
oh, fuck.
Ryan goes, we didn't say fuck the mods. We
Yeah.
felt pretty egg on our face, but you know what? It's okay. And honestly, I think that would have been the crushing fatal blow. So it's nice to... It's like how Joker doesn't kill Batman.
Right. He can't. They're
Because
best
he
friends.
needs him.
Yeah,
he needs him.
Right.
And we're Joker, obviously.
We're Joker. Well, and the Malcolm in the Middle subreddit is like...
Why so serious?
Yeah. We hate them, but of course we love them and we need them. We wouldn't be complete without them.
Yep.
It's
But
like
now we have our own, and I brought it up just because I was going to say that I dropped a comment in there, or like a post in there. See, I'm so unfamiliar with the format because I've been shunned for so long.
Right.
But I dropped a post in there saying, you know, if anybody has any good sound effects or noises or whatever from across the series, like I would love to. We have a soundboard in front of us, and we've never really touched it. And I'd love to add those, like, you know, Herbie saying "break me" and things like that, and Dewey saying "ooey dooey" and things like that.
Right.
So anyway, just check that out in the subreddit
r/yes no maybe pod. Yep, much like our Instagram. Shout out Hannah again for making that.
Shout out.
I mean, what the hell kind of thing have we created where we have fans that are making a subreddit for us?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's awesome.
It's very cool. Anyway, we're talking about episode 3, otherwise known as Life's a Trip.
Again, we made that up.
Not the name of the episode, but
Episode's name is episode 3.
feel free to call it that. I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah. Comment on Linwood's posts.
Right.
Love episode 3. Life's a trip.
Life's a trip.
Let's keep going.
So I guess let's just get right into it.
Let's run in.
We kind of opened this episode. I mean, the big thing is that, there's all this conflict with Malcolm and Tristan.
So we open with Malcolm and Leah in the car, and outside Tristan's place, and Malcolm wants Leah to go in there and basically using her to get to Tristan to find out how he can make it up to Tristan. Apologize. He's really spitting a lot. I noticed that spit was flying out of his mouth. When you haven't acted in a long time too, and you're coming back, sometimes it can be hard to control the amount of spit. That's so mean. No, he's spitting. Frankie be spitting in the car, and that was just look out for it, fans. I think you guys would like that.
There's a great line in episode 3. I think it's the beginning in the car where Malcolm says, "I'm protecting the people I love from the people that I love." Which is a very powerful line.
Yeah.
And it kind of hits at something that, we love about the original series, which is that, all this conflict and this hate comes from this place of love.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of concise, great line, which is that, he loves Leah and he loves Tristan, and he's trying to keep those two worlds separate. And the real problem is ultimately him, right? It's he's the one that's causing the conflict here.
What's his fear?
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about fear a lot this episode, and episode 4 as well. And I think also just these 2 episodes, as we talk about the latter half of this series,
The better latter half, I will say.
I mean, yeah, we said that.
I think the whole thing. I think we really like both, the whole thing. But I think the last 2 episodes are stronger and kind of hit the stride of what this series is.
Yeah, and talk about some really cool, weird, important stuff and interesting stuff, and that could only be explored when these characters were 20 years older.
That's true.
So yeah, Malcolm's definitely going through it here with trying to control this person and their reaction to what he did, and try to make up for this lie he told, but can't really do that. He's a bit of a big fat liar.
Right.
Frankie Muniz fans out there understand what I'm coming from. A wink.
We see a kind of vision of what would happen if Malcolm brought Leah back to the family, which is kind of his fear, which is imagining this Christmas in which it seems all happy and all the siblings together, the whole family's together, and yet they start arguing about presents and socks and gifts, and it kind of
stupid stuff just devolves into arguments, and people are saying things like, "Why did you ruin Christmas for me?" Blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And
I kind of understand that feeling of when you have a family get together, with our family, you're always worried about ruining it. You know what I mean? With conflict, and then it feels like something sometimes when you've crossed this threshold, you're like, oh, it's ruined.
I mean,
you know
you just have to put the bottle down, Ryan. No, but it's true. Family events have felt more stressful. I mean, it just depends on the year, I guess, and where you're at in your life. But sometimes they feel a lot more stressful than calming than you would think. I think sometimes I'm oh, I'm so excited to go home and have this trip with my family. And then when I'm actually there, I'm a little bit stressed.
Yeah, it's true.
It's mainly your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. So we get Reese and Kelly still have this conflict going on.
Yeah.
And Reese, because they have this issue with the whole
Professor Dum Dum.
Professor Dum Dum, please. Excuse me.
Please.
Please. And they have this conflict where basically Reese admits that he trashed the principal office of Kelly's school.
Yeah.
And basically framed them for doing it themselves, and writing a convincing note that touches on some sort of progressive issues that Reese thinks that Kelly will...
That Kelly's used in their social media, this activism language.
Oh, sure. Which we're familiar with, of course, on their Instagram. I mean, we're nothing if not current, right?
Fighting the power to proliferate to the people is something I'm constantly saying.
You are so dumb. You're fighting for making ho-hos a little bit bigger. That's your big standpoint.
You wish your ho-hos were a bit bigger. Your girlfriend. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Kelly says thank, like you do.
Yeah, thank.
Wrong.
It's thank, I suppose.
Thank.
And Vaughn, if you want any more acting tips...
No.
No, Vaughn, you're a genius.
You're a genius. But this kind of conflict here is reminiscent to me of backwards forwards, the episode.
It's true.
And these escalating attacks on each other between Kelly and Reese are kind of reminiscent of stuff Malcolm and Reese used to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I mean, it's Malcolm's moved on to other problems and issues and more grown up stuff, and Reese is kind of still stuck fighting with the siblings.
It's true. It's true. And can I just say that I'm worried about the echo in this room, and if this audio quality sounds terrible, we're gonna fix it by next episode, guys. Come on.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that. If you're just tuning into this and you're like, oh, these people are pros, we saw the Instagram.
If you just tuned into the episode, where you're like, I wonder what they think about the last 2 episodes of the revival. That's the first time you've listened. I mean, you know, it's going to get better.
Sound like this.
No, we don't sound like this at all. So, okay, the big thing in this episode is that Hal's having this goddamn trip of ayahuasca, I guess.
Let's get to the trip.
It starts with him naked as a baby. Well, he's an adult Hal. More on that later. Well, no, let's say right now. He's an adult Hal, and he's naked on the ground, all sweaty, and like he's covered in amniotic fluid almost.
That's what like Abe and Richie are seeing too, but
that's and the viewer too, which is that's the
Yes.
objective truth, which is that he's a baby on the ground,
right,
and he's being birthed out of a birth canal, and it's like he's going through this kind of rebirth, much like in the Burning Man episode where Malcolm kind of goes through his own rebirth
birth
process.
canal.
Yeah.
We also get the moment, I think, before we see him naked, where he's like dealing with this. It's like the first magical realism-y crazy stuff we see is this water tube, like Moana.
Moana's influence knows no bounds.
Exactly.
And I think it's present, of course, in the first 2 episodes, but especially here.
Right. His sort of, the desire to go home, the desire to find the heart of Tefiti is kind of like present in the first 2, but here we actually see him interacting with Awe, the water god.
Yeah.
But
which is a special moment for us Awe fans.
yeah, exactly. So Hal, he's naked, he's crying, but then there's this bigger version of Hal. Like I think he's like physically looks bigger at first, but then they become the same size. I don't know why I focused on that. We're moving on.
I don't think anybody else in the whole world focused on that.
There's another guy.
Physically, he starts a little bit bigger. I think he gets a little bit smaller to match his size, but let's keep going.
But anyway, it's a
wish.
spiffed up,
You wish.
fancy version of Hal. And at first he calls him like better Hal, right? Or he calls him, if we don't get this, we don't have any credibility.
My notes say baby Hal sees suit Hal. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he calls him something like, whatever, he assumes he's the better Hal.
Yeah,
he's better dressed.
Hal.
And,
I think it is better Hal. But anyway, honestly, fancy Hal kind of looked like what real life Brian looked like to me.
Sure, yeah,
because
yeah.
he's a little spiffed up, his hair looks all nice, and
we can call
Hal
him-
himself is a little dopey.
Right, and we can call Brian because we're
Right.
good friends with him now. And
Right.
Brian will try and make dinner tomorrow, but we're not sure we can make it.
Yeah, it's just hard.
It's hard,
with
with our schedule and stuff.
but-
Like, we'd love to come, and I know.
And I know it's so cute. You're cooking for us,
Yeah,
and you
but
send us all those pictures of
I
recipes.
know, but maybe next week or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know if next week's gonna work.
I don't know. We shouldn't promise that.
Um,
No, but this is great. I mean, they're just letting Bryan Cranston go insane.
It's
and,
true.
And, like
Great physical
pulling
comedy.
this umbilical cord off of his body.
Yeah.
Like fake. Like you don't see any of it. I like Hal says like, oh, or no, Abe says like, oh, you can see his hangy stuff or
Yeah.
something. Which is,
So that's where kind of we
Wish you'd
leave
let us
Hal.
see that.
We
That's
yeah,
fine.
right. Let us see it first of all. So that's kind of where we leave Hal in the beginning of this episode, is that he's having this. He sees this quote unquote better Hal.
Right.
And then we go to Leah and this boy who I don't remember his name. Whatever. We'll call him Fuckboy.
Yeah.
Because of what we learned about him later.
yes, girly. Yeah.
If
but
you put
he
up your
sucks.
hand like that, you look how you put up your fist. Black power.
Yeah, it's girl power.
Sure. Okay.
We're reclaiming it.
Cut that. Leah and this boy are on FaceTime together, and they're kind of flirting. It's this interesting thing where they're flirting over text, but talking over FaceTime, and they're trying to
Yeah.
pretend that it's something that I'm certainly not familiar with. I'd be curious to hear what Linwood.
Talking to women, or oh no, it's this thing where I think she's trying to hide that she's flirting from her dad.
But it's like at that point just text, right?
Yeah, that's true. No, you stumped me. It's very
kind
true.
of an interesting
I mean, you
thing.
get to see their face and kind of like.
I did hear in the behind the scenes Instagram page called Behind Malcolm. That's very worth following.
It's literally Linwood's
It's
page.
Linwood, yeah. That they had like a live person texting as they were filming that.
That is so fucking
So it was all live,
crazy.
which sounds like kind of a nightmare to film. But
That does sound like a nightmare.
But anyway, then Malcolm comes in and talks about, let's go to the arcade. This arcade they've always loved to kind of get closer together. And also he admits that he knows that they're talking together.
Yes, he's like,
Scandalous.
you can keep talking to that boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, she says, oh, I knew I'd be good at flirting, which is really cute. Like they're having a good little flirt. I think it's nice. No signs of like total creepness yet.
Not yet. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, it kind of reminded me of before I had a boyfriend, just thinking like I would be a fucking great girlfriend.
Yeah, how wrong you were. Also with Kelly and Reese, I forgot if we talked about this. I don't know if this is in that scene, but basically Kelly's get back at Reese is about how Kelly reported Reese for having unreported taxes about the
income.
Professor Dum Dum shit.
You can't get that right. Dumb professor.
Professor, where does the professor come from?
I don't know.
Where the fuck does the professor? He's not a professor.
Yeah, I know.
Daddy Dum Dum.
Well, that's a totally different site. Back at the Lois and Hal home, we've got Francis and Piyama. They're living in the garage currently, just as they're visiting. Piyama's pregnant. It looks like she's having like nausea and is like lying down, putting. I think the actress Emmy, it's E-M-I, right? So I think
Emmy, yeah.
Lives in New York, I think,
Oh.
and like does plays here and stuff.
Interesting.
But anyway, she seems super cool. She's playing a wonderful pregnant woman, and Francis kind of comes in and is like, I've really seen how this party stuff's getting to my parents. Like, I think we should just give them $1,000. Like, we're doing well, like to go toward the party.
To climb the list.
Well, she's like, wait, is this because of the list? And he's like, of course it is. Like, why are we number 7? What the hell? So
I love that. And I love how the conflict I love how the conflict with Francis and Lois is like they're clearly on better terms now. Like they just are.
Yeah.
And so it's still a big conflict of like, oh, I'm lower on your list of priorities. But at least it's not like life or death. It's not like they love each other. It's true. Like
no,
they
it's
definitely
fucking
do.
with him that they're.
It
it's
is.
Not
Of
life
course
or
it
death.
is. Oh, I see.
It's fucking with him that she doesn't like stress over him,
Yeah.
He's used to being the kind of the troublemaker. I think Piyama is just always so straight up with Francis. I love their relationship. And I would love to be a part of it.
In any capacity.
In any way you need. But yeah, so Francis is kind of fixated on getting higher on the list, and that's where he is.
Yeah, and with Hal, let's go back to Hal because I think the biggest part of this episode is Hal. Is
certainly he starts pretty big, and then he gets a little smaller, and then it adjusts to the size of the other Hal.
Talking about him being a kid and stuff.
No, I was trying to reference that stuff. You were dogging on me before 4. Can we restart? Before 4. All right, let's keep going.
Sometimes I know I'm gonna be editing the episode that we're recording, and then you do something, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna edit around that?
I like to talk. That's what you do.
No, but Hal, let's call him better Hal and normal Hal, right?
Yeah.
Like the Hal in the suit. They have this conversation about like kind of fear and how fear has kind of governed how. We've talked about this already on the podcast, but that it's this kind of driving force in Hal's life, and it's a great moment, and it's very clarifying. And Brian to us talked about how writing this list of all the things the attributes of Hal and how he's like dictated by fear, but it is kind of a great clarifying moment. Now he is this very scared guy, and I think he's also scared of this anniversary in some ways, and properly expressing to Lois how much he loves her, I think is a point of stress to her.
Yeah, I guess his attempts to do it over and over and over again comes from an insecurity of like, I can't get it across how much I love you. Like he would have to kill himself in front of her to really prove it, I think.
And I'm sure eventually he will, but
but that's beside the point. But also something I would just want to say, like his fear statement comes out of him, Hal kind of is like, oh, I guess I've just been afraid of all these people leaving me, blah, blah, blah. He kind of gives this eloquent distillation of how he's driven by fear, like when Fancy Hal asks him. And in our interview with Linwood, which you guys will be able to hear soon, he kind of spoke about how that happened to him when he had a drug trip experience. And he like would say statements that he just didn't even realize he believed. And then it kind of just flew out of him. And he was like, oh, yeah, I guess I do believe that.
Yeah.
But for Hal, I guess, and for Linwood, it took an altered state to be able to kind of settle on that.
Yeah,
That's
right.
interesting.
Very
I
interesting.
certainly just get very, very scared. And I want to leave
this earthly realm.
And find Valhalla.
But then we should say that like the Hal's trip with this Fancy Hal, whatever, better Hal. I'm sure there's a word that more eloquent they put.
We have to reveal it.
What?
Turns out he's evil Hal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He is evil Hal, which is that.
Hal.
Fancy Hal, later known as Evil Hal, stay tuned. It talks about how Hal should just run away from his family and abandon all this fear.
He was saying
Well,
kill
that's
them.
what he says at first. Yeah, right. Run away, whatever. And then he sort of admits, in a way that I love, which is so dark and so great, where he's like, kill them.
Right,
Like, kill your
you've
family.
thought about that.
Yeah, and I have, and I almost did it, but I didn't. But Evil Hal basically tells Hal to murder his family.
Yep.
And Hal defeats him by saying, I love you. Right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that Evil Hal is missing, is this affirmation of love. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Which is maybe true that Hal doesn't get enough appreciation. You know, like I think he operates on doing things for other people all the time and doesn't really get a lot of credit back. So that, you know, it is ultimately really nice that Lois is doing this big thing for him. Stay tuned.
Totally. And so normal Hal defeats evil Hal. And then we get this moment where he's running down this hallway and then he's confronted with this cake. And he's cutting a slice out of the cake and he pulls it out and then the cake is full again.
Yep.
He keeps cutting out slices and then the slices are filled.
Yeah.
And he's basically the analogy
It's
there.
limitless cake.
Yeah,
Limitless
right.
cake hack.
Sure. But it's basically that, like, well, what's the analogy with the cake?
It's that he is this infinite, he's supposed to be this like, or he is for other people, this like never ending infinite cake hack where he can just provide. But, you know, he needs to be aware that's how he like is seen in the world.
Right.
But he needs to like take time for himself too and take care of himself.
Yeah.
But that is kind of his modus operandi.
He gives.
He gives. He's a giver. And so Lois certainly knows that.
Lois certainly a taker. Right?
But yeah, I mean, Evil Hal, I just want to speak on this for a minute. Evil Hal kind of is encouraging what Malcolm does.
Yeah.
Abandonment.
Which is kind of what Francis does in the original series.
Yeah. It's like maybe there is this urge in the no last name men to flee,
Yeah.
as all bastard men do.
And I want to say, like, it's mentioned that Francis, I mean, we know this, of course, from the original series, but Francis married Piyama without saying anything. Malcolm marries, maybe I mentioned this in the last episode, but Malcolm starts dating Tristan and has this child without mentioning anything. You know,
Yeah.
there's this kind of like, there are these cyclical things
Secrecy and yeah.
cyclical secrecy, I think, is the word.
Cyclical secret
which
syruping
I'm
down
told is the backup name for this episode was cyclical secrecy, but they decided to go with episode 3.
Which it's true. It's true.
And it is the 3rd episode, and of course our name Life's a Trip is more of a backup, but I think fans will see that it's more apt.
And
than,
speaking of the fans, Hal gets hit with a bowling pin. Kind of a shout out to bowling. Oh no, Evil Hal gets hit with a bowling pin.
by normal Hal.
By normal Hal, a cat clock. I think the cat clock was in the old house. I think they had a cat clock.
Yeah.
Maybe I made that up. Those are just 2 things I noticed. We also just get this awesome thing where there's this kind of Hindu Buddhist god. I'm sorry,
Played
I can't
by
decide what religion it is.
Fuck, I can't remember what the actor is, but he's
awesome.
He's in the Percy Jackson series. He
Really?
plays, Grover? Or is his
Oh,
name
really?
Grover? Yeah,
I don't know.
The one
But
that's
he's an awesome little moment of just this guy being
He's an
like,
awesome little moment.
yeah. Like, imagine you putting that on your like resume. Like the reviews are in awesome. He's an awesome little moment.
Cool. We'll cut that and we'll just move on from that too. Because it's like a dumb thing that was said. So it's like gonna be fun to cut, and we'll just keep going.
I wrote what flavor for the cake thing. I wrote what flavor? Vanilla? Yes.
Stupid.
Oh, I think the yes was about how Hal screams to the gods yes, but it sounded like I was just really excited about vanilla.
I also want to say.
Be.
I also want to say when Lois is talking about the accoutrements for the anniversary.
Jesus.
She's mentioning the drinks, and the ones she mentions are the Fuzzy Lois and the Halgarita.
Yep.
We are lucky enough to have tasted. We are lucky.
It sounded like
We are lucky enough to have tasted the Halgarita and the Fuzzy Lois.
We are lucky enough to have tasted the Halgarita and the Fuzzy Lois, because at the party for the premiere that we had those drinks and they were delicious.
and I don't remember the end of the
And
party.
I got quite drunk off the Halgarita, which, if I remember correctly, had a little bit of jalapeno in there.
tasted even better on the way out. Yeah, we get a. Also, just want to shout out that Hal's spirit animal is a naked rat. That guy was really cute.
Great, very cute.
Very cute.
So the episode kind of ends. I mean, there's, we're kind of
There's a little
moving through
Trent
the plot.
Reznor reference also. Just want
Loved
to
it,
say that
loved
was
it.
good. And little baby Hal and teen Hal were really cute.
Very
That,
cute.
that made me like every time I was like, oh.
Yeah. The episode kind of ends with Malcolm getting kidnapped by Tristan and Leah, who have tricked him into getting into the car because Tristan's like, oh, we're going to go to the arcade to play this game we always love. But it's actually a trick to get Malcolm into the car to drive him to the reunion.
Yep.
God knows where the reunion is because what we know about where Malcolm lives is that he's
Right.
a 2 layover flight away from Lois and Hal.
So who even knows how long the drive is? Leah pushing Malcolm into the car is one of the most violent sequences I've seen in modern
Beats his ass
cinema.
in modern cinema.
It's really brutal, and he's bleeding, and she's kicking him and slamming the doors on his hand. Oh my god! Oh my god! And then we get Lois and Hal in the car. Hal has a little sign saying "Ignore owner coming," and he's like lying by the dumpster.
Yeah.
Used and abused by Richie.
Right.
And then, Lois gets him in the car. He's still a little stoned. And Lois says to the sky, "You're not going to beat me." Like she's speaking to God. I just thought that was beautiful. And also, I think she could beat God.
Right. So they drive away, and Hal kind of has a bit, he's got a little bit more clarity. He's still a little bit high.
I mean, he thinks there's a pack of buffalo that are coming toward them.
Well, he says that, and then in the car, but then it turns out it's a fucking another driver who T-bones their car,
Yep.
and they get in a car wreck. And the episode ends in a wide shot where it
Shocking.
kind of appears that Lois is dead. She's not, but
Blood.
the driver's like, "Oh my god!" or something. What happens?
No, Hal just goes like, Hal's making buffalo noises because he thinks it was a buffalo, and then he's like, "I'm trying to scare them off, Lois." And he's like, "Lois?"
Yeah, and then that's where the episode ends.
I was like, "Oh Christ!"
Yeah.
I really thought they'd done it and killed her off.
We should also mention that before we end episode 3, in the car with Tristan and Leah, we learned that Tristan has a past, a criminal record, where she's somebody known as Titty Titty Bang Bang, which is that she killed a person when she was younger while she was butt naked because she killed a police officer.
Jesus Christ. No, she killed. Oh, actually, no, he was a cop,
Yeah.
but it was her mom's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or was it her boyfriend? No, it was her mom's boyfriend, who she like got arrested for like beating up her mom or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he came and confronted her, and she was naked, and she shot him in the dick.
Because he attacked her or something.
Because he came over to like beat her up or something.
And then he had kind of cop buddies who defended him.
Yeah, who got it? Yeah, and then she was called Titty Titty Bang Bang like on the news and stuff.
It's an odd inclusion. I mean, Kiana, who plays Tristan, is excellent, but I don't really understand why they put like I think it's funny, but I also don't know what it kind of clarifies about their relationship, except maybe that they're kind of all oddballs and that.
I mean, the only thing besides just like being a funny storyline, is that.
But it's not really a storyline. It's kind of like
No,
a
sorry.
revelation about the. No, I know what you mean.
Besides
Though, but
being
it's like,
a comical interlude,
Well said.
Thank you. It kind of gives us justification as to why Tristan's sticking around with such a psycho, like
because
you
she
know.
has a record.
Well,
I mean,
because she's like, oh, I've held on to something, a secret too, and like I've hid this from people, and
I see. Yeah.
but it kind of conflicts to me with like that, and maybe that the point but is.
Well
Thank
said.
you.
Well said.
No, but thank you.
And the Pulitzer goes to.
But in the first episode, when we meet Tristan, she gives this speech about like, all I want is for you to completely, wholly accept me as I am and every flaw I have, or something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's supposed to be sowing the seeds of like, okay, she, like that's her ideal, but that's not. She doesn't practice what she preaches, essentially, right? Or she's like trying to prep him for the eventual admission, but it doesn't totally click and connect for me. I don't know. Like I wish it was a little smoother how she was holding on. Maybe there was stuff cut too of like Tristan, but like because I just feel like we're missing a little bit of the connective tissue of like her harboring this secret and feeling guilty or whatever.
I also feel like part of it is like like Malcolm is all involved in introducing Leah to Tristan and like being like, oh, this is this person, and the fact that he doesn't even know this aspect of her, right? Like there's still more for him to understand about this girl that he loves.
Yeah, and he thinks he knows everything, and he doesn't.
Yeah. It's a little clunky, I think.
And just to be clear, we don't remember whether this is in episode 3 or
No, it is.
episode
It's
4.
episode 3.
Are you
It's episode
double
3.
checked?
Yeah, it's episode 3.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. I wrote it in my notes for episode 3.
Okay,
so.
good. All right.
So
but
shut
yeah.
up, right? Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. So Lois is dead.
Lois dies in the end of episode 3,
Right.
which is sad, but I mean, we all die.
Brain dead for 7 minutes before the EMTs.
And that's where we leave in episode 3.
Yeah.
Now we're on to episode 4, which we called
Glitter bomb.
Glitter Bomb. I don't like it.
Okay.
Glitter Mom.
Speeches, glitter, family most of all.
Stop. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Failure. Yes, failure most of all.
Yeah, that's good.
That could be the title.
Yeah. Failure. I mean,
Yes.
that is kind of,
Failure most of all.
I mean, in some ways, that's kind of course, we're quoting Yoda in episode 8, The Last
Master
Jedi,
Yoda.
Star Wars episode 8, The Last Jedi, but so much of this revival is about,
Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
no, it is about failure. It's about
Yeah.
regret. It's about coming to terms with where you are, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the siblings, a lot of them having quote unquote failed, in different aspects of their life, but also what is success? Dude, I've actually been thinking about that.
I hope you have been. Long and hard. No, but...
No, it's scary to think, to know when you've, made it, or... You're like, sometimes you look around, you're like, what am I going after? And am I happy day to day going after what I'm going after? And
Sure. It's like, yeah, we've had Bryan Cranston on the podcast, but have we made it,
I mean, maybe that freaked me out. Like, it felt like this huge thing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, what am I even doing? And
Certainly it is a high bar for us to
it
pass.
is. No, it is. So then you're like, okay, is that the coolest
But
thing I'll ever do
we'll
in
get
my
the rest
life?
of the cast members on it, and then we'll get Eric Pear
Well, of
Sullivan on.
course.
We'll pull him out of retirement.
Yeah. If we got Eric Pear Sullivan.
I mean, it's over.
Well, we just keep shifting the goalposts of what our goal is.
That's what we do. That's how you do it.
All right. So, yeah, episode 4, family regrets and failure most of all.
Good title.
We start with them in the hospital, Lois and Hal. Lois getting her cast on. She is really just like, I need to get going. They're like, ma'am, you need to rest. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, she hits him. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, she doesn't say that. She's just like, I really need to get going. Hal is still high. I mean, he is stoned. He's booping people he's touching their earlobes and squishing them. One of the doctors is like, I want my little hammer back.
Yeah, it's so funny.
There's just great. I mean, Malcolm in the Middle's always been great at this. It's just like the little stranger interactions, like just the little moments, not with the main cast members, but just these people coming in. It makes me think that the world that they inhabit is very fun and whimsical.
Yeah. Well
Thank
said.
you. That's all.
Thank you.
We get Francis putting a tie on Kelly to get ready for the.
Sweet moment.
Yeah, which is just really sweet. I like their interaction. I feel like Francis is maybe a good older brother to Kelly, and that makes me happy.
I bet he is.
And Francis is like, don't worry about Reese because there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
So Kelly's kind of this whole episode freaked out about what Reese's retaliation is going to be. Tea.
Horrible. So most of the episode does take place at the anniversary. I mean,
Yep.
the celebration. And Malcolm is there and everybody's there. And this episode really is like the cameo episode. I mean,
Right.
we got the fucking Krell boys. We got Drew and we got
The military boys.
Drew and
Finley
Finley.
and Eric.
And Eric, of course, and we got Gretchen, and we got Craig is back. I mean, he was already in. No, this is him being back for the first time.
No,
right?
he was in the first episode at the Huge Mart.
Oh yeah.
And then the gentleman callers are there, and
They were in the first episode, but yeah.
Stevie and his rat
And Abe and
bastard
Kitty.
husband,
Abe and Kitty.
Abe and Kitty.
Yeah.
We got to get into that, but not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pump the brakes because we also have a cameo role from Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, I guess he liked the show. He liked
It
the
was
show.
that. I'm pretty sure I saw like an interview thing, and it was like he was a fan and reached out to ask if he could like come to set just to visit.
Yeah.
And they were like, we actually have this role that we haven't filled. It's like you're not gonna get paid much, and it's a tiny role. And he was like, done. And,
Flew out to
and he just
Vancouver.
does it.
That's
Yeah.
Stranger Things money.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard, come on the podcast.
Bro.
We have DM'd you twice.
We have DM'd you. I'm sorry about the second DM.
Sorry about the pictures we sent.
It was a moment of panic and thinking that you rejected us.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a great little cameo role where he's like dealing with Lois the whole time.
And he's like a very sensitive venue guy.
He's just like, don't yell at me. I can
Yeah.
sense that this is getting stressful,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah, blah. Craig's harassing the DJ, saying he juggles the sound pizzas
Funny.
over at the community home.
Yeah. We should also mention that Lois' leg is broken. She's got a
I
big
said that because they're at the hospital and get a cast.
Sure,
I guess
sure.
I didn't say it was broken, but I don't really know what else you get a cast for. You fucking idiot.
brain.
I don't think you get a cast for a sprain.
Shut up.
You've never broken anything.
I haven't.
Except your damn heart every time you try and get close to a woman.
No more.
So please. So yeah, we get the Krellboins. We have this awesome moment where they're like, "You procreated" to Malcolm. What he says, "You procreated. What a relief."
Yeah.
Because they just love that Malcolm sperm.
And let's talk about the Krellboins because they have created a child.
Yeah.
There's kind of okay. So we see the three of them.
Yes.
It's Dabney, it's Lloyd and Kevin. And they have they're all three fathers to a child named Hubert, who's
And they
a
all
human
work
boy.
at the Department of Defense.
Yeah.
In like genetic engineering stuff. And Kevin has a great line where he's like, "We're doing so much weird shit."
Yeah.
That's good.
So it's like they are all the father of this child. I guess they're all in love. Maybe they all fuck each other.
I don't know if it's
Maybe they
Why'd
do.
you make that noise? You go,
I don't know if they fuck each other. I mean, we'd have to ask Evan
Well, it's-
or Victor, but
they also seem to have like I don't know if it's love, lust. I mean, I imagine that they're
pure sweaty animalistic fucking.
sure. I mean, Hubert probably was created in a lab.
Yeah.
Just because modern science hasn't been able to have two men create a baby. There's no judgment there. I'm just saying.
And this
or
episode,
even three men.
We record this episode
Actually-
probably a week before it comes out, so maybe next week they'll have figured that out. But
Yeah. Maybe you'll give birth out of your winky. I wrote down here, Kitty's still purring.
anyway,
True. She looks gorgeous.
we have to mention that something is going on there. We need to get
Yes.
we need to get down with the psychosexual dynamics
Yes.
there. There's a lot to
Yeah.
figure out. We should actually talk to Evan about that. I'm sure
I think
we will.
we'll probably try and do a Krellboin app where
that'd
we
be
like
great.
get all the
That'd be
Krellboins
fucking great.
together. It's a bummer that Stevie doesn't really interact with them.
I know, because
They probably
Stevie's with
filmed on different
with
days.
his beat ass husband.
His
I mean,
gableist husband.
his gableist. Oh, because his husband is
He's
gay
gay
and
and
ableist.
ableist.
Yeah, his husband keeps bitching about how fucking Stevie is in a wheelchair and talks slower. It's
Dude.
like, you know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
What the
yeah. Maybe he was on his bionic leg shit when they met.
Right. Facts. Yeah, because Stevie's there's a funny bit where Stevie is kind of like the translator between Abe and Kitty, who won't
Yeah.
talk to each other directly.
Yep.
So Abe is the one that's like, Abe is like, tell her that blah 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 blah, and then he's like takes forever to say what he says, and then back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, and his husband's like, "Run, cowards."
Yeah.
Kind of did a little gay voice there.
Yeah, you did.
His husband is like, "Run, cowards," to Malcolm and his family.
Which is a weird joke, and I don't get the whole cowards thing.
I don't-
Why that joke really just doesn't make sense.
It
to
didn't
me.
like you didn't like that one.
Yeah.
But then
Linwood, Tracy, we do love the series, but
Yes.
there, we're not going to shy away from things that didn't make sense to
we're
us.
not going to shy away from the controversy of
Right.
saying when we're confused.
But seriously, one of my favorite moments in the
Yes.
entire series is when Abe and Kitty are going back and forth about like, oh, this like conflict, whatever, and translate this, and they're like this back and forth, and then Abe says something to Stevie, just says to Kitty, and Stevie just turns to Kitty and goes, "He loves you." And it's like that moment really hit. Like honestly, maybe my favorite moment in the entire
it's
revival,
so-
where it's such great writing of like Stevie cuts through exactly what they're
The
talking about.
BS.
Is that the woke bullshit?
And it's crazy that it's your favorite moment because it's actually she loves you and it's the other direction.
Okay, well, whatever. But it is a great moment of like, I don't know. He knows their relationship and
Yeah.
they fight and they argue, but they still have this love for each other, and I don't know, it's just a very sweet moment. Like I don't know.
No, it's very true.
It moved
It's
me.
very
I was like,
true.
every time I saw it, it like oof,
Yeah, you were
silver
in tears.
bullet. Yeah, I wasn't in tears.
Yeah, Craig Lamar Taylor just murders that scene. I mean, he slips right back into Stevie's
He really
chair
does.
with
Yeah, he
Grace.
does. Yeah, he does. I mean, it's like nothing has changed.
Yep. So that's a wonderful moment.
Yeah, we got a lot to move through
We do
here.
have a lot
so.
to talk to. So just touching on Dewey, which I love to do. Touching on Dewey. Dewey's on a laptop. Easiest gig of Caleb Ellsworth Clark's damn
What
life.
is it? A week, 2 weeks?
We
of
gotta talk to this guy.
filming? Yeah,
Let
right.
me just say also, we didn't talk to him at the premiere. We
said
said
hi.
hi
Yeah,
from
yeah.
afar, kind
Yeah.
of. Intimidating.
Huge guy.
Huge, yeah, tall.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah. When I say huge, I mean tall, Willa.
huge guy, personality. Yeah, we were kind of intimidated by it. He was just like kind of cool. Like I think he was wearing like some sort of leather suede jacket.
No,
like,
he wasn't. But he was wearing a black
He was
suit.
wearing a black suit. Like I got really nervous about him.
Leather suede jacket.
Some sort of nether suede jacket. He's a great newie. He does a great job, and I thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got Dewey on the laptop, just flirting with his French girls and his broads. Then we got Jamie. I almost wish nothing about the actor, but I almost wish his character just didn't talk.
I know, it would be great.
And it's like that was his bit. Was
or he's
that he was
about
just,
to and he gets interrupted.
yeah, or he was just like, no, because like I wanted to be like a caveman. Like he's so
Yeah.
stupid. I like that he's really stupid. I like that he like tries to punch the glitter at the end, like stuff like that. But I almost want him to be more of an idiot.
Yeah.
But that's just my take on Jamie.
Yeah.
I like that they like stuck with like he just likes to make loud noises and bang, bing, boom. I mean, I thought that was really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were talking about. What were you about to talk about?
Reese is hiding out.
Oh yeah, so then we've also what's going on with the other siblings. Reese is hiding from his dad and his mom because he's in trouble for Professor Dum Dum stuff. Kelly is hiding from Reese because they're worried about what Reese is going to do. So like they're both kind of circling, hiding. Nothing really comes of the Kelly Reese stuff, which is fine. I mean, there's a lot of other shit going on. But I almost wish that they kind of had some final like tete-a-tete thing, or had like resolved it before this episode. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. That was one thing. I really like the moment where Kelly starts to pop those balloons. It just
Yeah.
feels like they were on set and they're like, why don't you just start popping those? It's
We get the military boys are all back. Eric, did we mention that? Eric,
Yeah.
Finley, Drew, all
but we
back.
didn't mention that they're absolutely hammered,
And,
which
yeah.
is so funny.
Yeah.
And they're like, they give a shout out to Spangler. They've got a picture
passed
of
away,
him,
yeah.
and they're like, "Rotten hell, you!" They go, "Rotten hell, you one-armed bastard!" And they like
So
flip
good.
him off.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And they have beheaded a statue, which they later learn is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I didn't find that funny. But why did I write 10 as a respectable age?
No clue. We see Gretchen. Gretchen talks to Piyama. Gretchen is kind of a doula now.
Oh, a doula for cows.
And she knows that Piyama's pregnant.
She can sniff it.
Also has a little tribute to Otto, who apparently
Yeah.
was killed by a puma, which
Yeah.
I think is funny. I like how
Yeah.
like these actors. Obviously, actors have passed away,
Yes.
but they're not being too sentimental about it.
No,
Like they're being like
they're being funny.
they're
Like
joking about it, which
yeah.
is like, well, what the in line with the show.
Yeah, absolutely. They said the puma is quick and efficient,
Yeah.
which is just funny.
Just funny.
Just funny. She's so cute in her cute little outfit. She doesn't look like she's aged a day. She's
No.
just gorgeous.
So Malcolm is hiding out in the bathroom because he doesn't want to encounter his family, and then Lois comes in.
Yep.
And and it's kind of like the moment you've been waiting for the entire season, right? Or like this 4 episodes of like finally they're gonna have this. They're talking it out, and it's a great moment. But we should mention that Craig goes into the bathroom and is shitting his brains out during this entire
Just
conversation,
to undercut the sentimentality, as
which is
this
great.
show loves to do.
And Linwood talks
Craig-
about how proud he was of that.
Yes, he loves that he got to do shit sounds. Craig runs in and is like, "Shrimp is bad, shrimp is bad, shrimp is bad."
Yeah. Craig, who brought his own mac and cheese to the function, we learned.
I think he also brought the shrimp because she was like, "We didn't serve shrimp." Fat bastard. So, yeah, I mean, this is an emotional scene in the bathroom, even though we've got the sounds of shit all around. But
And it touches on Malcolm being stressed out about the whole president thing.
yeah. He says, "I like myself better when I'm not around you," which is
Yeah.
just such a brutal thing to hear from your child.
Yeah.
But Lois handles this with the grace of a panther.
Yeah.
She just like, it's like, okay, she's like, okay, I understand. I like, she just feels like she's like ready for all of this almost, and knows that, she knows that their family's insane and tough and crazy, but it works, and it's, she knows, I think she just like knows there's love there, and she sees it more as like Malcolm's problem that he can't get over this.
Yeah, what was the line about like it's a plan, not a contract, right?
Yeah, so Malcolm's stuck on this thing of which is kind of great that he's like stuck on the thing that fans have asked about for years. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, wait, why does she want him to be president? Like, why that? Like, you know, and he's like, what is that? Like, why did you say I was going to become president? And she's like, that's just a plan. Like, plans aren't contracts, which is something that Linwood talked about in our interview as well. It's just like something he lives by. It's like we can make plans. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen, but you know, life can throw shit in the way or things can change, but you can make a plan, and that was the plan that she thought would yield Malcolm the best life. And he interprets that as a lie. He's like, you lied to me, lie, and it's like, well, I don't think that's what she was saying. I think that's just how he interprets it.
It's complicated, but yeah.
I mean, it is intense.
Yeah, it is.
Like she doesn't. Does she apologize in that? She doesn't give too much.
I don't think outright. I mean, she wouldn't, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. So it's kind of more up to Malcolm to just deal with it.
Yeah.
But
He's smart. I'll figure
it
it out.
does raise the question of like, does he like his life or not? Because it's like,
Doesn't seem like it. And he likes Tristan. He likes his daughter.
I know he's like with shouting out all this stuff. He's like, well, so I had to go away and I had to work for a charity and help people and find the love of my life and have an amazing daughter. And Lois is kind of like, oh, you see, you did it. Like the plan yielded what I thought would happen. But even if I think I mentioned this in the first episode, but it's like, even if you're making all that stuff happen, does it necessarily mean that you're like happy? And I don't know if living with the amount of stress, or is he just like a person that's destined to live with that amount of stress no matter what?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think he is no matter what. I mean, I think that's kind of the person that he is. I think.
Yeah. And you think Lois is just trying to find the best way to have him be okay with his life by giving him some impossible goal or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe she's tuning into the fact that he needs something to like maybe rage or rebel against,
Yeah.
right? Like I think there's something that he needs to overcome, you know.
Yeah, because she did mention like you guys could have ended up like alcoholic drug users on the street
Yeah.
going crazy. Like
Yeah.
you needed some like guiding principle.
Yeah.
You wonder where that comes from in her own life, because she had these like really horrible parents
Yeah.
that we
it's
see
true. It's true.
that are just mean and like, I mean, it just seems like this is how, and you know, she remember in one of the earliest episodes, she's like, I wanted to be a blackjack dealer on an Indian reservation.
Yeah.
Like that was her plan.
That was her plan. Yeah.
But it didn't work out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys
I mean,
think?
Malcolm is very worried about disappointing her. I think that's kind of the heart of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's awesome. You know,
But they both miss each other. I think that's
They
part of
do.
it. That is like the
Yeah.
big thing is that they miss each other a lot.
Yeah, and it's like you need to learn how to deal with like being pissed off and freaking out in front of us because we miss you. And that's it.
Yeah.
Amazing lines from Craig. I'm trying so hard to hold it in, it just makes the pitch go higher.
Yeah, so good.
It's like a little fart. That's
And we
like,
find out that Reese is also in the bathroom.
yeah, he's hiding there too.
Reese is hiding from Malcolm. Reese is hiding from Hal.
Mm-hmm.
And they eventually run into each other.
Outside the bathroom.
And they have this heart to heart. And Reese is kind of talking about how he was faking the relationship I've always wanted with you, right? Like,
Yeah.
how they've always wanted to be close, but it was like kind of this video
Right.
Professor Dum Dum shit. And Hal forgives him partly because he's high, but also I think because he's. But it's not a full
it's not
forgiveness.
a forgive, really. It's kind of just like, here's what I've realized. I'm this endless supply of love and support, but I kind of only have that capacity for Lois and not really for you kids all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what he says, right? I
true.
feel like it is.
That's
It's great. Like there's like the band of siblings are like following everybody around trying to watch the big fights go down. So like Kelly and Jamie and Francis and Dewey are all watching this, hoping that there'd be a big blowout. But Hal kind of just gives this very zen response of like, you know, I'm this is who I am. And yeah, I think his conclusion is like that he has this love for Lois. And
Yeah.
that's really like his undying thing.
Right.
What?
It's true. It's true.
So for Leah's storyline, we get this awful situation where the boy she was talking to, like, basically just texts her asking for a boob pic. Like, she sends a pic of her outfit at this thing. He's kind of like, what are you wearing? And then he's like, boobs?
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And he's like, can you send me a picture of your boobs? I was about to say something. And it's just like, men do better.
It is a very strange thing, but it
Yeah.
is sort of to show that, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, she had this relationship with this guy. She thought that he
Yeah.
was the one, and he's a fuckboy.
He's
you
a
know?
fuckboy. I mean, been there, girl. So I haven't actually been there, but you know, it sucks, and she doesn't know what to do, and she feels like alone, and you know, this stuff's also, you know, you don't really want to go to your dad about it because it's just awkward, and so she's kind of stressed out about it and not sure what to do, and then Lois sees her just kind of sitting by herself and is like, "Go hang out with that weird boy over there, Hubert." And she's like, "Okay," and she just does what Lois tells her to do, and starts talking to Hubert and is straight up with him. I mean, he does like some weird thing with his eyebrows, and she's like, "Don't do that." And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Okay, great." And they start being friends, and then they see Kelly, and they're like, "Hey, you want to join this weird friend group?" And Kelly's like, "Okay," and joins. And then Leah feels like comfortable enough with them to be like, "Hey, I have this weird situation," and shows them the text. I think we see that off screen, like we don't actually see them. But Leah, like, through this new friend group, is able to figure out what to do with that, and
then Leah reports this kid to his parents.
like takes a screenshot and sends it to his parents and to like all the girls in the school.
Yeah.
So kind of cool moment for Leah. She
Get
gets
fucked,
to
nerd.
fucking fuck him. I bet he's one of the mods of r/Malcolm in the Middle. He gets absolutely demolished, and I bet Hubert would like kill him
Right.
with, I don't know, I bet he has
Gun, some sort of cyber gun.
yeah, I bet he has a cyber gun at least, or you know, some training in murder.
So then Lois goes on stage. The kind of presentation starts.
Yeah, should talk about that.
Lois goes on stage and reveals that she has this video she's been creating with a documentary crew, with all of them, how all the family members, how they're all kind of professing how much Hal means to them. Because she's kind of like, "You've never given me a chance." Like, the whole anniversary thing is about like, it's about me, and like, let me have this time, whatever.
Yep.
But really, it turns out for Lois, it's about her being able to honor him, because she feels like he gives so much. What?
I can't believe I just said yep to that, because we had like an argument about it the first episode where you're like, it's for her. It's not for her. It's for him.
I know it is eventually, but she's like, "You let me do this my way."
Yes.
And then it turns out her way is actually, in some ways, to honor him.
But that wasn't like a bait, and you're acting like it was like some like, oh, and it's Lois's turn, but then we find out it's for Hal.
I think
but
it kind of is.
It's not. It's like
She's planning this whole thing, and it turns out it's actually a tribute to him.
Yeah, but I think that's always known from the beginning, because she's like,
You think
Hal,
they know?
you have always been doing these things, and it's
So
my
you just
chance.
assume that it's actually going to be a tribute to Hal and how much the whole family loves him?
It is. Because
Why would you get that idea at all?
Because the very first the very first introduction, the huge Mart scene in the first episode is like him giving this sex takes me to paradise thing, and Lois is like, "Okay, you can't do any more things of admiration because it's my turn to do it."
Oh, I see. For him.
For him.
Okay.
For him. For him.
You look really ugly.
Your office smells like farts.
Fuck you.
All right. So the video starts. It's scored by Dewey.
Yeah.
Looking extremely sexy in a silky Dewey shirt.
Kind of a weird haircut, but we can forgive it.
Yeah, but it kind of he looks so much like Dewey.
He does.
It's
actually
really
fucked up.
it's
actually
really
fucked up.
weird.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if that guy grew up being like, "Fuck, I'm Dewey."
Yeah.
So yeah, we get each kid
Dewey.
giving a little speech. Like, Dewey wrote this song for his dad. He says how like wonderful and generous he is. Every time they say like some adjective or descriptor about Hal, it kind of the word comes on screen as like a, floating white letters. Lois is like mouthing the words at one point that Dewey is saying, which is really sweet. Then we get a thing from Jamie. Jamie talks about how the noise is his thing, and his dad would always calm him down and get him to like chill out. And then he like talks about his muscles, which is great. We don't get too long of a shot of that. That's something, I don't know. Maybe they have extra cuts of that somewhere. We get Abe running.
Yeah, Abe is running.
Abe
and, like,
running
can
on
your
the
best
treadmill.
friend be a heterosexual?
Can the love of your life be a man? I say it can.
We get Vaughn. We get Kelly rather. We talked to Vaughn about this great speech. One of the most heartwarming moments of the whole series.
Yeah, we get an amazing speech there, and everybody's really touched by it. We get Stevie, but they edited his talks so
cut
it's
it
fast.
together so it's faster.
And his husband is like,
Finally, my disabled husband gets to talk a little faster.
Dude,
Fuck you. You don't
fuck
deserve him at all.
I know. It's
And then we get Malcolm doing a very quick video on his phone where he's eating a donut walking through his office.
Yep. He's like, sorry, I'm so busy. I'm so happy birthday. I mean, anniversary. Like,
And then after,
everybody's just kind of like, ugh. And Malcolm feels embarrassed.
And then after this presentation happens, he goes on stage and he apologizes for it. You know, he's like, whatever, you know. And then he gets up there and he proposes to Tristan.
And I just to say also, like, everybody in the audience is like crying. It's like there's kind of a punchline of it being this huge emotional thing.
I'm sort of like, who are all these people?
I know. I remember Linwood and Tracy were like, well, we kind of realized it looked like they were the family were the only ones there, so we started putting these other people in. But it kind of just made me a little confused because I was like,
who
are
the
we
fuck
supposed to know who these people
You're
are?
friends with them?
Yeah, and part of what I like about this family is it doesn't seem like they have that many friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have been cool if it was only for people that we knew.
I know. That kind of
And I would have loved to be invited, but it's like the guest list was.
But we literally probably hadn't started the podcast when they were filming this. There's a weird Finn Wolfhard line off screen when the presentation ends. He yells, "All minds are beautiful minds."
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that?
What is that?
Yeah, I have no idea what that
If any
was.
fans know what the hell that is,
Linwood, you wrote it. Tell us what the fuck that means.
what is it? Is it just kind of like he's this ecstatic boy?
And
I
he's
don't
also
know.
kinda like-
Did Finn convince you to?
Did Finn convince you to do that?
Did Finn make you put that in?
Did Finn put you there because you love Stranger Things? I get it.
But there's also just like Hal's reaction to the thing. It's just like no one's ever done that for me. And Lois says, no one ever let us.
Yeah.
And it's just really sweet.
It's very sweet.
The military guys get arrested as they're crying.
Because they cut off Jesus' head. We didn't say off a statue. Mm-hmm. They think they thought it was like They thought it was like some random statue. They thought it was outside of a bar that was
they thought
Stagnus.
a church was a bar called Stagnus. That's
Stagnus,
pretty
but it was
good.
Saint Agnes. Good joke. Congrats,
joke.
Linwood. Yeah.
Malcolm,
We'll give you your applause there.
Yeah,
all right?
we'll give you your
get
flowers. Fine. All
Fuck
minds
it.
are beautiful
Whatever.
minds. We'll let it slide. We've got Malcolm on stage. I just was like, stop, Malcolm, just stop. But you know what? Fine. He did fine. Hal does the
He
little
proposes
cake-
to Tristan.
Yeah.
And she says no.
She says no. Stevie falls over just to like try and like
Yeah.
mitigate that, and Malcolm's like, that doesn't work for
That's what
everything.
he does in that episode where with the bully in the first episode
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
not first episode
It's
but first
bully.
is it first episode?
No,
Oh,
it's
first,
episode bully.
Okay. Yeah.
But Tristan says, but we'll still have sex later, and everyone cheers.
Yeah.
Which is just great. Yeah, sex is the answer in this universe.
Yep.
But
Not ours.
Certainly not ours. But the battery on the Dewey computer is insane. Mm-hmm. That's just something I wanted to say.
Sure.
So, and we finally get a dance between Hal and Lois. They're doing this cute little lame dance
She
together.
says, "You're my wish come true."
Yeah.
She's wearing, I read online, the red dress.
Is she?
I think so.
Where's the big burn hole?
Well, it's different. It's
She's wearing a red dress.
Yeah,
which is
sure,
cute.
sure,
That's
sure,
really
sure.
sweet. That's really, really sweet. I hope
they're
she
dancing together, kind of like that Lois, that dance episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that one called?
Whatever.
Reese's? No.
You guys figured out. We have
You
a
guys
subreddit.
we've done so fucking much for you. So they've got, and then Hal during the dance is kind of like looking up because Francis is in the rafters with this giant bag trying to open it. It won't open. And then finally, we get a wide shot and this massive bag
So
just
funny.
falls onto Hal.
Yeah.
And then Francis's body
onto
falls
it,
down and
explodes into the air. Yeah, it's one of the funniest moments in the whole series.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Too much glitter. At first, it's like beautiful, and then everyone's like, and it's like choking everyone. We see Bernard roll by. Jamie's trying to punch the glitter. Somebody vomits glitter. That was one of my favorite things. It was
So good, one of
hilarious
the
and
hostesses.
weird. Hal turns to Lois, all glittered. I was like, "Do you like it?"
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really funny.
And she forgives him.
Yeah, she does. She doesn't give a fuck. She's having the best time of her life. Her thing went off without a hitch. And then we kind of get a later cut. Everyone's just sitting. It's almost like the Last Supper, and they're just staring forward.
Yeah.
Francis and Hal are covered in glitter completely. Everybody's glittered up. I forget who says it. I think Hal is. This is the most incontestable forfeit of a security deposit of all time.
Yeah.
Just great. And, you know, it's obviously things were going to end in a disaster because they always do for this family. And that's great. And they all are just kind of laughing it off, and then they start fighting. Like, they start arguing about the distance between the rafters and what Francis should have done to open this bag.
A lot like the LCD argument with the TV.
Yep, and they kind of devolve into arguing again, and you're kind of like, well, there they go again, you know? And it's cute. It's sweet. There's a nice button at the end where Malcolm and Leah both turn to the camera at the same time and kind of like notice that they both did it.
Yeah.
A little bit of Fleabag and Hot Priest moment.
Sure.
If you guys know, I catch my drift. But it's cool, you know, like the fourth wall break. like they kind of like are seeing. To me, that reads also as they're seeing each other as they're seeing each other in each other.
Yeah. And they're admitting that they're from the same lineage, right? Like,
Yeah.
for better or for worse, they're from the same kind of dysfunctional family.
And they both have the same coping mechanism for that family, maybe.
And of course, it has to end in an argument, right? Everything can't be wrapped up. Like, this is a family that is dysfunction, kind of is the name of the game a little bit. And
it's ingrained in their DNA.
Sure. But yeah, so that's the end of the series and this revival, and it's great. I mean, well done, guys. Linwood, Tracy, you guys fucking killed it.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to have been able to watch it, and you know, it's very cool.
It's super cool.
This
We've seen it so many times now,
so
too.
many times.
It was great. I mean, and we've gotten so many people reaching out. Our mom loved it.
Did she watch it?
Yeah, she did. She really liked it. I don't know. I think it like scratched an itch for a lot of people that they'd just like been missing these characters for a long time, and it was just like very cool that they were able to get it together again and deliver. There's also just like a really sweet dance scene as the credits roll where we get to see like you can see Steve Welch, who we interviewed, who's the editor. Logan
is Tracy and Linwood's kid,
who PA'd on the set too, unpaid intern. We
Shout
know
out
about
Logan
that.
Boomer.
We know about that, and it's messed up.
You got Ken Quapis, you got Alex Reed, you got all the big shooters.
Yeah, big names. I'm sure we'll meet more people that have worked on this, but
we better.
We better not get cut off.
I mean, something people have been saying about like, oh, they're gonna do like a Hubert, Leah, Kelly spinoff. Whatever, which of course Will and I are writing it right now, and our scripts will probably be done in the fall, but
it takes a dark turn. I mean, it's gritty, it's real.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. People are like, some people were like, this is clearly a spoon-fed creation for a follow-up series. I'm like, it's just
not sure about that, but I would totally watch that if that happens, and it would add more seasons to our podcast, which whatever,
sure.
we'll get to it eventually.
We're
right?
barely able to continue as it is.
It's a
I
fucking
don't
nightmare.
like being around you.
Yeah, it sucks.
But no, it's a pretty cool thing, and it's gonna be funny to like jump back into watching the old series.
I know it's been a while because we have all these interviews that are coming out, so we're gonna go back into it. I mean,
we need to.
Yeah, it's gonna be great though.
We
So
could quit our jobs, maybe.
We could quit our jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, hope you liked the revival. Tell us what you thought in the comments of Spotify, podcast review, Instagram, whatever. Tell us what you thought.
The subreddit.
The subreddit. Yes,
I'm sure we like missed a bunch of stuff too. There's just so much to talk about in this show. I'm looking. We had a big old board over here. Maybe we'll take a picture of this and put it on the
subreddit. Anyway, guys, tell us what you thought. Thank you for listening. It's a real pleasure. We're glad to have covered the revival. Made it through. Got some great interviews coming up.
Oh my god!
I don't know if they're gonna post before or after this. We got to figure it out, but you'll know soon.
You'll know when we know.
We're talking to Charlie Sidnor, the composer of Malcolm in the Middle, in like about 10 minutes. So we'll got to do that.
Yep.
That's gonna be great. Charlie, shout out. Hopefully that interview's not a disaster. Thanks, guys. Love to the fans. Let us know what you thought. And
see ya.
See you later.
Yes,
Bye.
no, maybe.